Hey guys, I am so excited for this art journal spread. In this one we're going to be talking a little bit more about the therapeutic benefits of taking part of a creative practice and how art journaling could be a really good stress relief for you. We're also going to be using some different techniques like layering and stencils and even some cool stuff like decorative napkins. I hope you enjoy. All right, have fun guys, and very merry, happy, holly jolly holiday season as low stress as possible. So to get the most out of my creative process, I like to do some free writing, which is basically taking all the stressful stuff or anything that I'm worried about, getting it out of my brain and onto the page. Free writing is kind of like a no judgment way of just kind of purging out all the garbage or any kind of stress stuff using a big marker, and then I'm going to cover it all over with gesso, which kind of hides the mess a little bit, but then it also gives me a lovely working surface. I'm going to go ahead and blend some acrylic paint in there. I went with some turquoise, and you can still kind of see a little bit of the scribbles underneath. Now, I personally like that, but if you don't want anything showing, you can just use a little bit more gesso or maybe a solid paint. Hair dryer makes it nice and ready for the next part, which is using a stencil. So I take a little dabber with a handle, like a sponge dabber, and I'm just dabbing gesso straight through the stencil onto the page in like a random pattern. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch that stencil for another one. Now this one's a little brick wall stencil. I'm just kind of putting it wherever. I don't really have a plan. We're just going with it, just letting it happen. Here comes the hair dryer to prepare for the next step, which is watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of putting that on the gessoed areas, but then I'm also splattering it all over the place. Now, if messy's not your thing, you can be as neat as you like. Messy's kind of my thing now. So with my hair dryer, getting it nice and ready, and I'm using a little soluble crayon that kind of smudges for my edges, because I like my edges to look a little bit worn, a little bit blendy. And the crayon is water soluble too, so it kind of like, smudges out, wash it down a little bit. It's like a more concentrated kind of way to get the color on the edge instead of just using paint. I'm going to go ahead and use a clear coat just to protect it, because once you have watercolor on something, if you're going to layer up, you want to make sure that watercolor won't run. Now here comes the decorative napkin. I love decorative napkins because when you open them, the pattern is repeated 4 times, which means that you can use that napkin many times. It's like stickers, but a whole lot cheaper, and you get so many in a pack. You can do the same thing as, you see I'm using the border of the napkin right now, but you could do that with washi tape as well. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's cool. Washi tape is cool to have. So I'm going to go ahead and put the main the main picture from the napkin on the page. Now, as I'm doing this and having all kinds of fun, the cool thing is that there's really good benefits going on in my body and in my mind for stress relief and just good health benefits. A lot of people don't realize this, but whenever you engage in a creative practice, your focus kind of narrows and your body experiences a lowering of stress hormones, which can lead to an elevated mood, reduced anxiety, boosted brain function, lowered blood pressure, and even increased immune health, which is fantastic and so good for us, especially like lately in this time in the holiday season is so, you got the holidays, you got the cold and flu, and of course this year we have the COVID, which is not fun. Now, what did I just put down there? That's actually a little gold flake, and I'm sealing it down with some Mod Podge. So yeah, doing good stuff for my body, making cool stuff on the page, and if you wanted to, you could even go and do holiday themed stuff just to kind of give yourself the fun, creative time. I found a cute little quote: "Hope is like a bird that senses the dawn and carefully starts to sing while it is still dark." Using a little bit more of that crayon, a little defining of the words, and then I'm pretty much done. You can see I was watching a movie while I was working. Good times. So happy holidays, guys. Enjoy the season and don't get too stressed. If you do, get creative.